We've talked to John Gaynor, the CEO, several times. I met him at the Berkshire Hathaway meeting, and they had been talking years ago about going to the New York City market. They said a lot of people wanted to see a DQ there, and finally they've done this. So why the timing now?
Maybe because Warren Buffett went to the Four Seasons, ordered a blizzard, and couldn't get one. Maybe he just wants to make his mark. But seriously, that's a good question, given the fact that the city has gone through a bit of a boom and a bust when it comes to frozen yogurt, because the margins on this business, especially when it first started heating up in the city, were excellent when there wasn't too much pricing competition. Now, a lot of the competition has knocked down margins for all of these players. So the question is, to your point, why do we need another one? But to your point about, DQ Grill and Chill, it's a little bit of a different model. It's more of a fast food place.
Yes.
Because it does offer things outside of, basically ice cream. It's not really frozen yogurt. It's soft serve ice cream. And this is just a marker for Dairy Queen. It hasn't had that much expansion domestically. A lot of the expansion and the growth has been internationally. I'm sure you are well aware of that. So this is just a marker to say, look, Dairy Queen is still around and healthy, and here's our flagship location in the city.
Well, the Grill and Chill is a great point, because they're kind of modeling themselves now on more of a fast food chain like a McDonald's or a Burger King. But are you threatened at all, Solomon, that DQ is here?
I think any time that there's an alternative to frozen yogurt, we certainly have to open our eyes and look at what they're doing. I do think that it's a different product, and I think that the use is also for different means as well. I mean, you had mentioned...
It's a different product, but it's kind of the same customer, right?
It is and it isn't. I think that with a brand like 16 Handles, it's more of a lifestyle product. I mean, we have people that are coming in with their yoga mats, or after school, bringing the kids to grab a treat. I think with DQ, with the Grill and Chill, again, they're going after the McDonald's customer, maybe as an alternative for food that happens to have soft serve.
Now, would you go into food at all, or are you staying yogurt?
For now, we like to be the best in what we do, so we offer frozen yogurt. We are working on a couple different projects right now, so wouldn't be completely out of the question to see food in a 16 Handle store at some point.
But as Cristina said, though, I mean, aren't the margins getting tighter and tighter because there's so many of these companies coming up? Part of the benefits of being able to franchise and to scale is to lower our costs. What we're actually finding is that by growing in terms of units, we're able to lower our prices. Now, things like rent, which are out of our control, tend to increase every year. So that's really been the challenge.
One thing that I noticed in your notes that you sent me on the segment is that you said that you don't think that the New York City market is saturated. And I guess the question is, why have we seen some retrenchment from some of your competitors like Pinkberry and Red Mango that have had stores close?
That's a great question. I think in terms of franchising, we're based here in New York City. Our headquarters are on 29th and Park, and so I think the level of support that we're able to provide our stores and our franchise stores is on a different level than, let's say, a support center coming from the West Coast. That said, I think our focus has always really been on strong operations, keeping the store clean, and really just flavor innovation. And so our marketing strategy is always going to be in line with being a New York City brand first, and then being able to expand outside of there. Again, as far as saturation goes, we typically look at, in our suburban markets, 3 miles and 50,000 people in terms of daytime population. With New York City really swelling up to millions, throughout the day, we don't feel that it's oversaturated. I mean, if you do the math in terms of how we approach it.
Well, who do you consider your biggest competitor?
Our biggest competitors are going to be some of the ones that you named, the Pinkberries and the Red Mangoes, where it's really it's a soft serve frozen yogurt product.
You see, okay, so my problem is I go into any one of those and I don't know the difference.
There you go.
Because to me, it's all the same thing. So how do you differentiate from a Red Mango or a Pinkberry?
Well, clearly you haven't tried our super fudge brownie flavor, because you'll definitely notice it.
But come on, every place has a super fudge brownie or some derivative of it.
Or maybe if you're the only one that has that flavor, it's almost to me like all the same toppings and kind of the same concept, right? I mean, I don't know.
It is, and again, I think that the novelty factor of being New York's first self-serve frozen yogurt franchise has its advantages, but it makes us pick up on our game as well in terms of research and development and creating new product lines. But we believe that we have a superior flavor, and that's why we have the longer lines.